Hey guys, Disloader Magic here, and you might have heard that Pro Play is back, but, well, I've got some news about that, and you're going to find it very interesting. So as soon as I think like June or July, although right now qualifiers or some kind of point system thing, I made a whole video on it, is going on in Arena, so Pro Play is back like right now, kind of. But let me just rewind the clock. I don't remember exactly when this happened. I could tell you it's between like 2010 and 2015, I think. At least in that window ballpark. Star City Games used to also hold official events, not just, sanctioned format and Wizards said, okay, yeehaw. We're talking like the official Pro Tours. They would, I guess, sometimes host them. And then they pulled out because of all kinds of problems, what they said versus what they meant versus the suspicions. I'm not even going to get into it. But then they continued to run their own events. And the number one thing was, they're not profitable. But then they turned around and they run their own private tournaments separate from Wizards. So, what? So they've been doing that for a while, but then the only people left holding official Wizards of the Coast tournaments was Channel Fireball events, which is obviously related to Channel Fireball. Then after the wonderful treatment from Wizards and the lack of any kind of profitability, they dropped out. So then there was nobody left, and then COVID happened. So, yeah, coming off the tail end of that, which we have less active players in paper and digital as far as I have seen any kind of metric than we did right when COVID started. And now, Wizards is hosting them themselves, I think, or some kind of event planning company, or I don't remember how they said that was going on, but this cannot possibly work. But there was just an SCG Con, which is Star City Games Convention. Now, if you think, that's like, some big annual thing. No, there's like one every month. It just means Star City Games Tournament. But they do call it a convention because it acts like a convention, and they do more than just, Magic there, and yeah, it's a whole thing. But a user going by Lakaen, I think it is, Lakaen, on Reddit posted about 6 days ago about their wonderful experience going to SCG Cons. So this is how Star City Games is still in business. Let me just kind of read what they wrote here. Now keep all the things in this story in mind in the context of Wizards is going to try to do this and be profitable. And the moral of the story is, but this is what SCG did to remain profitable, allegedly. So they say, SCG Con, a warning to future attendees. A week or so prior, myself and 3 friends planned to go to SCG Con Pittsburgh. 3 of us are planning on doing their $250 team sealed main event, and the last friend signed up for their $80 command zone package. We were excited after a long COVID hiatus from big MTG events. Hotels nearby were notoriously difficult to find for some reason. Yeah, actually, for some reason, that's a good point. And we ended up paying double or so for the usual rate for a 3-star place within 10 miles. And then they actually put more on this later. I also wanted to note that there were no postings anywhere letting us know what we could redeem as prizes. The website just stated that there would be a prize wall. I foolishly assumed that it would be nearly the same as every other event I've been to, where 10 tickets equals 1 pack. So day 0, Thursday, we decided to head up a day early so we could be decently rested to do 1 or 2 team sealed trials for a chance to get some buys or some practice on Friday. Upon our arrival at the hotel, we learned why the hotels in the area are so packed. There were multiple sports events and multiple marathons planned in the city for that weekend. So, bad timing, but depending on how far ahead you have to book it, and then the hotels all lie to you, and I very much know large event planning, and I'm not going to throw SCG under the bus for this. It's unfortunate, but what they need to do is just stop having these in big cities because people drive in anyway. If you're going to drive in, hold it 20 miles outside of a big city. What the hell's the difference? Some touristy place, some like a water park, a destination, a summer thing, a beach, It's just like when they have anything in New York City, why would they possibly do that? Pittsburgh, yeah, you can get bigger, but it makes no sense. And for the record, sports events are somewhat predictable. A marathon, who knows, but yeah. So it is what it is. I'm sure traffic's wonderful too, but day 1, Friday. We make it to the convention without any real issue. Star City is enforcing the mask policy like we knew they would. Really? Though I'd like to add, it was only Star City enforcing it in their hall. The rest of the convention center had no mandate, and there were plenty of unmasked people mingling in with those who just removed their masks 10 feet outside the event hall. Let me just take this opportunity to say, random-ass, non-surgical, uncertified, untested mask versus European, FN94 that has I think it's called the FN95, and it's a 94% reduction in exhaled water vapors, which are the number 1 spread of COVID. There are two drastically different sets of statistics for those two things, and I doubt that Star City Games bothered to look it up. It's really just political at this point, and they are hyper extreme far left. I have heard very, very bad things about their allegedly, just allegedly in double quotes, racist, sexist piece of garbage judges who like to make rulings in card games on purpose incorrectly based on your skin color, gender, or orientation. So never attend a Star City event and never, ever, 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 ever give them your money. Their judges are garbage. Last I heard, allegedly. And there's a lot of alleged stories about it. Like a lot, like really forming a pattern here. Anyway. Oh, and I know two of the people that told me the stories personally. So yeah, the mask thing, when everybody else is over it, everybody's already caught it or been vaccinated, just don't even get me started. Let's just say I'm not surprised that far left Star City Games is still enforcing it. Me, as a person with not great hearing, and one of my friends from D&D that plays card games and D&D, he had a stroke, and so he has trouble distinguishing like one voice if there's background noise and that kind of stuff. Boy, we'd feel really welcome with people muffling their voice and not being able to read their facial expressions or their lips at all. At a big loud tournament in a hall that probably has shit for acoustics. Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate that, Star City, you dicks. Oh, but wait, it gets better. The second thing I noticed is that they only rented half of a hall, and the venue seemed a bit smaller than I'm used to for the Magic Fests. So, making everybody wear a mask, not a proven scientific, anti-vaporization mask, just a mask. Any kind doesn't matter, but also we're renting half the normal size. Cramming everybody in, they're still selling as many tickets as they can, but more cramped than one before COVID, when COVID's still going on, sort of. We are off to the races with this one. So, we get to our event, and this is where the real trouble starts. Awesome. We get our packs at the $105 price, $112 after tax, because Philadelphia. Pittsburgh, what the hell's the difference? So it's a 1 to 30 trial. I don't know what that means. 1 in 30 max people. I don't know. I'm not familiar. And we're told that we have 75 minutes to build because it being a new set, because it's new Capenna, everyone gets 15 extra minutes over the normal 60. So I set a 70-minute timer the moment that they announce that and hit it as soon as they say open. 60 minutes pass and they announce deck building is complete. Which I was extremely confused by, considering my timer had yet to go off. I don't know, my pre-release says it's 30, just saying. If there's money on the line and I'm like jet-lagged and slept in a hotel, okay, that's a different story, but still, like, really? So he says, we panic and quickly fill out our deck sheets with what we have, and it seems like half the other teams are doing the same. And I think there's a typo in this next statement, but like basically their packs are garbage, and they like dropped out of the event, I guess, but then didn't have enough time to play in another trial because it took so long. Through the night, we get a little worried about the main event and decide we're not as confident as we thought to do a sealed event that only pays out to 12th place. We decided to do side events Saturday and then maybe play a 5K Sunday. I'd also like to note the 1 p.m. 5K Legacy did not finish before the event hall closed at 10 p.m. and ended abruptly to be continued at some other point. Remember, these people run like one event a month or something like that and have been doing it for years. Day 2, Saturday. We arrive early at the event around 11 a.m., planning on doing the usual $20 3-rounders that awards 300 tickets for 3-0, or catch a plus event that gives 900 for $35. We go to check out the prize wall to see what we should aim for and notice that it's not 10 tickets or points or whatever equals one pack, but 30 equals one pack of KLD, Zendikar Rising, and AFR. And 40 per one pack of every other standard set. Then he says the boxes are at a minimum of 1,000. Seriously, you charge an extra 100 just to get a box sealed. Just in case he didn't do the math on that. Aren't sealed entire boxes supposed to be cheaper? We immediately realized we made a huge mistake not playing in the main event. Or no longer can you pay $20 for a win a box. Let's get a couple weird typos in here. You pay $20 and you can only get 10 rotating packs, or 7.5 if you win out. Literally flawless. You're still not getting anything decent. Wow. For the once a day plus events of the format of your choosing, it's slightly better, but you're paying $35 for a chance at 900 tickets, not even being enough to redeem a sealed box of rotating cards. Because remember, it should have been 900, they made it 1,000. I wonder why they did that. We are floored. Discuss possibly getting the $150 unlimited challenge events package, but missing Friday, it's extremely likely for that to be even close to worth it. So we decided to do the mystery booster event. We go to sign up and notice it has reached the cap of 80 people. It had filled up over 4 hours before it was set to start. We decided to leave the convention for the day, oh my gosh, and sign up for the events we want to do for Sunday so they don't cap. Which you could say, okay, it's the attendees thing, but remember, they've been to tons of other events, and the whole implication is this was done very differently, not a lot of disclosure on what was what, and then the prize structure was drastically changed. None of which was disclosed ahead of time anywhere, according to them. Day 3, Sunday, the marathon, which was, the running event outside, not any kind of magic thing, shut down. So much more of the city. Nope, I read that wrong. The marathon shut down more of the city is what he wrote. So the running event shut down more of the city than we anticipated, and we ended up taking an extra 40 minutes to get there. Oh my gosh. The marathon started and ended at the convention center. Oh no. He even says, I won't count that against Star City, but I really wish they would have chosen a less crowded weekend to book their events. 2 of my buddies missed their modern event because of the extra time, though myself and the last buddy made our mystery booster event. The prize ticket walls line was so long, we opted to take our pittance of prize tickets and convert them into $27 worth of Star City credit. 10 tickets equals $1 of Star City Games credit. Wow. So final thoughts. Wasn't sure where to include Commander, so here it was. It was $80 for the Commander package, and that got you a Path of Ancestry and 4 rounds of Commander that did not pay out prizes. You just got the default 60 tickets per round that you participated in. Well, non-competitive Commander, the problem is people just come in and ruin it. Plus $80 entry, really? My buddy is usually pretty happy about anything, but even he was a little bummed by the lack of prizes for that event. Look, people either bring $20,000 win on turn 1 decks or they play casually, and it's going to be more the first than the second there if you add significant prizes, trust me. So then they give the breakdown. Hopefully this means something to someone. I'm only vaguely familiar with this. So the $20 constructed challenge events, if you got 9 match points, you got 450 prize ball tickets, and then 7 match points was 300, 6 was 150, 5 was 90, 4 was 90, okay, and 3 match points were 30 prize ball tickets. Once again, 1,000 to get a sealed box. Or more, I think they said. That was the cheapest. Then the $35 constructed plus events, which are, almost double. 7 match points gets you 600 prize ball tickets. 6 gets you 300. 5 gets you 180. 4 gets you 180. 3 gets you 60. So those are the hard numbers there. So the TLDR summary at the end, SCG Con is 3 to 4 times worse than old events. There it is, right there. From someone who has attended these in the past, they're saying that. Also, they really need to be more transparent with their prize structures before the events. Save your time and money, go elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, I get it, they had a bad experience. Some of it was out of their control. Some of it, I'd like to say, could have been researched more heavily, ahead of time, but I doubt Star City Games disclosed this anywhere anybody could find it or read it or whatever. I mean, because why would they purposely say something like, hey, the prizes are 4 times worse, still come though? But the sign up, the caps, we're going to sell 1,000 entries to the convention, which I don't know, is it a free convention to walk into? I don't know. Is it $10 per head? You walk in, just see it, and then you want to enter something, that's the money. I don't know. But it sounds like they'll let nearly unlimited up to the fire code or whatever people in while renting a smaller space while making them wear masks. They scheduled it in the worst place at the worst time, knowingly or unknowingly or negligently or, who knows. Then they lied about the amount of time you had, allegedly, to build a deck and just, you might walk away with like 6 packs or something or some Star City Game Online credits so you could buy 1 single. I mean, this is just embarrassing. Now, I've heard of people showing up to like at least GPs and Pro Tours and stuff when it was run by Channel Fireball, and they'll go to some vendor, they'll drop off like $1,000 worth of cards, pay for the whole event, win some tickets, come back with money, Yeah, you got less of a Magic collection at that point, but it's a really good place to get higher than like, insured shipping to like some rando vendor online. At least that's what I've heard, because they're in person, there's no delay, but a lot of times it's like a check or what is it, like a bank wire or something? I don't know. I've heard different stories. I mean, you don't just show up with $100,000 cash and hope nobody robs you at an event that I almost guarantee is gun-free. And by gun-free, I mean they're not usually enforcing that nobody walks in with a gun. They're just saying that you can't have one to defend yourself. Criminals can still have a gun because they don't obey laws or policies or signs. That's why they're criminals. So I doubt somebody shows up with a suitcase of $100K, okay? Just say it, or like 200 grand or 500 grand. But I've also heard of people selling, $1,000 collections on up to the vendors there. So I don't know. Was it PayPal? I don't know. There's so much fraud with that, and this is why crypto is better. I don't know. Maybe they wrote them a check and one of their bank branches was in the city. Who knows? But it's not quite that easy, but I've heard of people doing that. I guess these people didn't do that. They just paid cash. But still, if I sold an entire deck and then it was this much of a complete and utter shit show, I'd be pretty mad. Bad prize support, couldn't even play what they wanted to play, wasted entire days, scrambled when they were lied to about the time. I mean, this is so unprofessional. SCG keeps it really loose. And then on top of it, from what I've heard, if you're a white male and you have a question about the rules and one of their wonderful blue-haired judges comes over, the answer is you're wrong. And then you're going to have to appeal to somebody who's going to actually know the answer and totally not yell at the person for making up a rule so that you lose because equality. Just kidding. Haha, they're just racist assholes. Now, one of the top replies is somebody saying, just so you know, none of that price increase is going to paid judges. And the person has judge in their username, so just FYI. Judges were paid $225 per day. That's it. So they were at it, we're responsible for our own travel, hotel, food, etc. And remember to leave some of what's left for taxes, including self-employment taxes, which is double social if you're not familiar, and Medicare. It's awful. Star City didn't even do a judge thank you party at the end like most tournament organizers do. I live in the area, so my drive wasn't too expensive, but there were judges who drove from Tennessee and Georgia to be here. So if you think the prices have gone up to pay for judges, which by the way, to be a certified judge, you now have to pay the judge program. Oh, God, seriously. Only to show up, have the SCG judges in general have a really bad reputation because of past actions and possibly current actions, and then also be blamed for the higher prices on Reddit, and then also only get paid $225 to be there per day. Fantastic. Why any single individual judge is there? Oh, wait, that's right. It's to power flex and discriminate against white people and males and straight people. That's why. Okay. Now it makes sense. It had to be a reason other than money. And if you're going to say they're just helping the game and out of the goodness of your heart, no. Oh, let me just read the end of this. So if you think prices have gone up to pay judges, they haven't. Judges are losing more money than ever working for Star City, who only got the memo about inflation for players, not for the people working for them. Shocker. We're going to charge more because inflation, but we're not going to pay our staff more because inflation. Isn't that convenient how that works out? Then written on a new account, like a burner account, so I don't get blacklisted. Can you say whistleblower? First reply, no offense, but I seriously don't get why anyone does this, judging at this point. So somebody asked, was the event as bad behind the scenes as it was, front-facing or customer-facing? And he replied, I haven't judged enough Star City Games events to know what they're usually like or what they were like before the pandemic, but a lot of judges who were on the original judge list backed out before the event, like last second or like weeks out, just saying, probably once they figured out how much money they'd be losing with hotel and Uber/Lyft/parking costs. Not to mention food and everything else. So people were saying they were really understaffed. Another reply, yep, I went to SCG Con in Virginia and Dallas, and it was the same. I've basically resigned myself to the fact that these ridiculously bad price support events are basically the best option for large-scale events, and just go back to playing big tourneys. They're completely not worth it. As events start coming back and more 5Ks start happening, I'm going to stop going to the opens. Another person said, I went to the event as well, and I really don't like how they've changed the side events. I love the simplicity of playing single elimination, win a box. Boom, done. The prize wall was really overpriced, and it made me feel like I was being scammed. I went to redeem tickets on Saturday and found that they had run out of the product I wanted. That's code for they purposely didn't bring enough. Just saying. The SCG employee told me that by noon on Saturday that they would normally run out of the most desirable stock, which is really sad that they know the product runs out and don't bring enough of it. Remember, this is Star City Games. They sell cards and sealed products. They have some in stock. Well, in fact, the last statement from this person, the product, however, was still in stock on their website. So they literally just didn't bring it. Another person, just shining some light on how it used to be, they say, I also miss the win a box things. They were always my main reason for going, grinding those all weekend. $15 win a box and a voucher to rejoin if you got second was the greatest thing ever. So it was all or nothing, you had to sweep, but still people thought that was a better value. Jeez. Oh, I think Star City Games actually, I have some evidence here that they pulled out of hosting official tournaments around 2017. I was a little bit off there. Oh, and then somebody reminded me how and who is running these official Big Magic events and qualifiers and stuff. It's a whole bunch of different organizers. Like one is DreamHack. I mean, to put it quite frankly, they're just hijacking other people's events to tack theirs onto it, which is a lot cheaper and more efficient than just, oh, we're holding our own thing, renting the hall ourselves, doing everything ourselves, staffing it ourselves. Just everything, but that's the only thing going on. If you're just like, oh, we're just going to like show up to a big thing, a big gaming convention, a comics convention, whatever, and then also hold a Magic tournament at it, that is so much cheaper. But the organizers then are people who know how to run, that, but not necessarily a tournament or a Magic event. So the first couple are going to be awful. I'll just tell you that right off the bat. Another person said they went to SCG Con to play Flesh and Blood, because, Star City sells all kinds of stuff, I guess. And they said that tournament was a complete shit show too. 40 tickets for a booster pack where a single win gives you 30 tickets on the event that cost $20 for the regular events and $35 for the plus events. A sealed plus event was $50. Ouch. They go on to say, we've had more rewarding experiences playing what we call armory events at our local gaming stores in the area, where it's a $10 buy-in and 2 packs on entry and a pack per win. And if you're saying, well, it's the experience, what, everybody expects to go there and make a profit? Like, how's that going to work? Or you're just mad that you didn't outplay everyone. But no, these are people who have been to events in the past, and they're saying they're worse now. They used to, for a long time, be one way, and now they are a different way and much worse value. Now, the other thing is people pointed out, and I remember this personally, the prize walls at CFB events were awful. They just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and then they just folded and said, screw it, we're out. Somebody suggests that someone at one point broke down the math even a while ago and said even if you have like an insane win rate, like you do amazing at the event, you're still getting an amount of tickets and the ratios at the prize wall that feels like you got ripped off for how well you did. Like, I guess they said as an example, if you get top 16 in a hundreds with an S of people event and you still have a net negative on your entry fee. So there are a lot of other interesting points, but you generally get the gist of it just reading this. They're awful. Don't go to these events. They were bad back in the day, but still tolerable and fun. They've been getting worse because they used to just say percentage of the entries, cash prize, the end. Now with all this, like, what do they call that? An additional layer, obfuscation, whatever you want to call it. They're getting worse and worse and worse. It's the same that mobile games do, where it's like, well, there's an intermediary currency, and then all the prizes cost different amounts, and because MTG players are known to be so stupid and incredibly bad with math. Yeah, Well, shockingly enough, people figured out that it's like a 300 to 400% worse value than it used to be. And then the mask thing, don't even get me started. It's just bad. So don't waste your time, don't waste your money. I mean, play digital from home, which there's still people in the comments were complaining that was too expensive, even on Arena. But yeah, these events are terrible. Star City Games always has been terrible. And I think that just going up to DreamHack and saying, hey, hold a Magic tournament, that's going to work perfectly and be as good as professionals who do nothing but run Magic tournaments. I'm sure they'll be just the same or better. Oh no, the other thing, a disaster. So just don't waste your time, your travel, your time off, your money, any of that. I honestly hope Star City Games goes bankrupt. So thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, take everything in here with a grain of salt. A lot of it was backed up by other people confirming it, but still, anybody on the internet can go say anything. And this isn't like it got 5,000 upvotes. So it is what it is, but it matches what I've been hearing. I will add that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.